Hey guys, Erika Papa here. If you are new, welcome. If not, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a beauty video for you guys. I'm excited. I am going to be reviewing and demoing this new bad boy, the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. My hands are all stained from swatching it already. But if you guys would like to see how I created this quite artsy look, this whole cut crease Valentine's Day glam situation with the palette, then just keep on watching. We are going to be playing around with the new Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. And as you can see, this one's laminated, which is cool because it'll definitely be easier to clean. Super, super colorful, if you ask me, compared to the first round with Morphe. I did think it was super interesting that she launched her own brand and then decided to come out with another collab. I feel like that's really unusual. But as she said in her video revealing this palette, she only had access to this quality with Morphe, which I find interesting. I wonder if she'll launch eyeshadows for her own brand in the future. But enough rambling, let's get into this palette. I really have been itching to play with color. It's been a really long time. If you guys have been around for quite a long time, then you'd know that on Instagram I used to post like colorful looks like back to back to back. I would do more avant-garde, like stuff you wouldn't go out of the house wearing. I just loved playing around and being really artsy with my makeup. And then I had a phase where I just did like really pretty looks that are like more glam, I guess. And then I got into even more like natural makeup more recently. But like I said, been itching to play around with color, and what more perfect opportunity than this palette. So this palette launched today in Morphe stores and online, and there's also a brush set that came with it. I don't have that. I actually ordered this myself this time around, so the brush set is still in the mail. The first brush set I really enjoy. Some of the brushes had minimal shedding, but nothing too out of the usual. Valentine's Day is like tomorrow, so I really want to get into some of these reds. It's been a really long time since I've done anything cut crease like, so we'll see what I get into. Mainly I'm just going to test out as many colors as possible just to give you guys an idea, quality of the palette and how it applies on the eyes. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a lighter base and then we're going to cut the crease. I'm so nervous to go in with color. It has been such a long time, you guys. By the way, this palette retails for $39 and it's 35 shades. You can even use a code for 10% off. I'm sure you guys know somebody's Morphe code, so I won't burden you with that. I'm going to take this Bone shade Certified and I'm just going to kind of wash this all over the lid. I'm super curious if, ooh, okay, that's definitely showing up like the original Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I was gonna say the Vault had like some major indiscrepancies in formula. I actually got 2 entire sets of the Vault and both of them were subpar compared to the first palette, so I'm glad that this one is on par with the quality of the first one so far. Just gonna kind of wash out the lid with a lighter color because I find that makes like vivid pops of color just really show up. There is a little bit of fallout. Nothing out of the usual. Getting out all of my very small, super detailed brushes. I'm gonna dip into Living My Best, which is like the most red shade in the whole palette, and it is the most similar to what I'm wearing. I don't know if you guys can see, but it actually does have like gold flecks in it. So I like to work one eye at a time. Also, side note, my eyebrows aren't done. I like halfway did them and then decided I'd finish after my makeup, so don't pay too much attention to them. And I'm just gonna spray it with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist just to make sure that I'm not gonna get any crazy fallout, because you really don't want fallout when you're working with a bright red. I'm gonna go right above my crease and just make a little cut crease situation. So I can't talk while I'm doing this, but you can watch me. So I'm just sketching out like a very messy line. I'm trying to be precise, but it's extra tricky to film. So when you're doing a cut crease like this, I know this isn't like a full-blown cut crease tutorial, but you always want to kind of like look up. I have hooded eyes and they're different, both of them, most people's are. You kind of got to really watch. I like to go a little bit above just so that I never end up with this cut crease line that is the bottom of the cut crease disappearing. I'd rather make my eyes appear bigger than like have all my work kind of go missing under a hooded lid. So I think what I'm going to do is, since I just went in with this guy, I'm going to go in with the one next to it called Heart on. Almost red, but it's definitely got some pink in it. It's like a really neon pink if I had to describe it. This is just going to be to pack on the color, and then we will go in with a extremely small detailed brush, more of a like blending brush to blend it out. And I'm going to do that above this crease line. So we're starting with red and then we're going a little bit lighter. And I'm going to stop blending that, I would say almost at the end. Like, I don't really want this end, I want to keep this end sharp. Love this for me. It's super not easy for me trying to stay in frame and be the right height for you guys, but I'm trying. I'm going to go in with this Morphe brush, very tiny flat shader, and I'm still going to go in with that hard on shade, but I needed something much more thin and precise for this inner corner. Look at how vibrant that red stayed. It's crazy. Okay, I have like a really risky idea that could F up the whole look, but I just need to know what it's gonna look like. Like, I got it in my head and now I have to do it. Lord, please be with me. Okay, I'm definitely gonna be wetting the brush again for this one because I need it to be as precise as possible. Like, I'm almost scared like I need a more precise brush than this. Yeah, I need a more precise brush. I'm going in with this literal arts and crafts store brush. I wonder if you guys can guess what I'm trying to do yet. Literally goes from not doing any makeup for like months to this. Ooh, this angled brush is kind of the winner right now, at least. But I'm left-handed, so this next part's gonna be fun. My eyes are so hooded that it kind of like hides it. I'm gonna have to do a lot of darkening because I kind of like made a line where I did the wet cut crease thinking I was doing a cut crease, and then I switched directions drastically. Dragging up and out a little bit around the heart to try to disguise that line. And then there's Positivity, which is very peachy. I just think it's so funny how it like basically disappears and then it's like, ah. Then I'm gonna do Positivity, which is the peachier color, and I'm gonna do a little bit of that like up here where I was doing hard on. And then I'm going into Tipsy Girl, and I'm gonna put this kind of around the red that borders the heart. Going back in with Livin' My Best, the original red, and I'm once again just sharpening up this heart. Now I'm gonna go in and carefully clean up the inside of this heart with probably the smallest brush I own and some concealer. I'm gonna apply I'm In It, which is like this duochrome. I can't look up, but it's hopefully in screen. It's this pinky, icy white duochrome. So I'm gonna carefully apply that to the center. This I'm In It shade is very almost like wet. It's like chunky when I try to pick it up on a flat shader. See that? It's kind of like chunky. I'm pretty happy with it right now. I might add to it, but first I'm just gonna do a wing with this Hank & Henry Blickety Black. So at this point, this is what it looks like. I need to do some blending and buffing, but I'm gonna add that I'm In It duochrome shade to my brow bone. This is the basic design for it. I'm gonna take a little clean buffing brush and a small amount of Certified, which is that bone shade, and just kind of bring this end in a little bit. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm gonna tweak it a little bit more, but obviously I have to go and do the other eye because I cannot even think about doing both on camera. And then we'll do the under eye and like lashes and all of that. Yeah. Things I did. That, oh my god. Okay, so I got carried away, obviously. I was just gonna finish my eyes and then pop back in, but I put on some Lily lashes in the style Hollywood. And then I decided to just go for it. I kind of wanted to try the black Temptress in this palette. And it's the same black, I think, but I don't know if she said it was the same formula or a different formula. I do see the little bit of shimmer in it that she's talking about. I put it along the lower lash line, and then I did a pop of light pink liner on the inner waterline. And for that I used Marc Jacobs Pink of Me. I love their like highliners, so good. And then I just did a tiny smidge of Livin' My Best, which was the reddest red that kind of matched my outfit, just on like the outer corners, and dragged it up by the wing. I remembered that I had these cute little like glitter hearts that Jouer had sent in like a Valentine's PR package from a while back. I knew I'd want to use them for something like this like years later. Anyway, I did apply a little bit of I'm In It. I'm sorry you guys, I should have been filming like most of this, but I get in such a creative funk when I'm filming, and I'm still trying to get used to that, but it is so hard for me to like be in the zone and make sure that I'm in focus and like be in frame while also being in my artist mindset. So I did I'm In It on the cheek, and it's got the same like pinky tinge that is on the hearts on the eyes. It's exactly what she did in her reveal video, and it is really pretty on the cheeks. There is actually a shade that Kylie released in like one of her, it was like her holiday winter set, and it was like a 4-pan highlighter, and the formula was more like creamy, and it was like identical to this shade. This shade is very finicky on the eye if you're trying to pack it in with like a shader. It kept like chunking off. It didn't really want to pick up on the brush. Tried many different kind of hair brushes and it didn't want to pick up, so just keep that in mind. It is beautiful on the cheeks. I almost feel like it was better for the cheeks than it was for the eye, because I use it on the inner corner and it is beautiful, but you really have to sit there and build it up, and like if you can't use your finger, basically it's like 10 times more difficult because it doesn't want to pick up on a brush. So that's like my only complaint out of all of the colors I used. I do like this as a highlight, but I don't feel like it's bam enough, as if my glittery hearts and my intense eye look is not enough. I want to go in with a little bit more highlight. It's Wet n Wild Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder, and this is in the shade You Glow Girl. I want it to pop a little more. Just like that. That's all. See, it's not even, because it's got a pink undertone, it's not even really erasing the other, it's just intensifying it just on the highest point of my cheekbone. Oh, shouldn't have done that on this cheek. I have like texture right there. I am obsessed with how this came out. There's a little bit of kickback in these shadows, but that's to be expected. Like, it's nothing like I'm not going to pick up the palette over. You can see how much I've dug into, or maybe you can't on camera. So you can see that I'm in it shade. Like I was literally in it. And I was trying to get, you know, it to come up and it to perform, but it is very sheer. It has this intense reflective sheen, so it doesn't really look sheer on camera, but it's not opaque. So what I did for like the tear duct was I put Certified, which is that bone white shade, down first, and then I packed I'm in it on top of that. But even at that, it took me like 3 or 4 goes on top of Certified to get that, you know, duochrome in the inner corner. So like I said, it's like a ColourPop formula. I don't know, it's not new to me. Like it might be new to an eyeshadow palette like for Morphe, but ColourPop's been doing this for years. You guys know that like kind of like wet mushy cream formula that ColourPop has had for years. That's what some of these shadows are. I'll swatch a few that I didn't use just to kind of tell you guys if they're the same. Yeah, so Talia, this beautiful like intense yellow gold, is the same, but it doesn't feel as squishy. It is wet. It does seem more opaque. I already know that Ride or Diamonds is going to be like my ride or die. This is like a lot of people's ride or die, like champagne rose gold, like perfect, like she said, for weddings and stuff, like everyday type looks. Not this. There's a great amount of transitions if you're into like everyday colors. If you're into everyday colors, let's be honest, you're probably not even going to gravitate towards this, but there is everyday in this palette. And then if you also love the opportunity to mix that with like some craziness like I did today, this palette's definitely inspiring. If you're like willing to play with color, if you're willing to give it a shot, this is great. Like my man, such a vibrant orange. Oh my gosh, like these are the formula that I was hoping they would be. This empowered shade looks beautiful. Oh my god. Yeah, it has that wet formula too. Bougie and I'm in it are more of like a satiny finish. Even this empowered shade, they're still like shiny and metallic. They're just not like glittery. Some of these shades over here, like Drama Queen, Ride or Diamonds, Get Ready With Me, like they have a beautiful sheen and they're intense, but they have like little flecks of glitter in it on top of all of that, which give me all of the sparkle. See, like you got your more neutral gal, you got your more like I love playing with color, I'm an artist gal. Like they're meshed into one, and it's so pretty to see because the way they even orchestrated the palette gets you thinking, where you're like, oh, do I really wanna like go neutral when I have all these fun color options? I personally, from my experience with it, would recommend it. I think that as long as all of the palettes are consistent with the formula that I have, mind you, I did buy this, it wasn't sent in PR this time around, so, you know, if you think that that may or may not make a difference, it's worth mentioning. But yeah, it seems like it's the first formula, the cult favorite formula that everyone loves. Hopefully there's no indiscrepancies between palettes. I would hope at this point that they would really make sure to check all the palettes and make sure that they're all the same consistencies and qualities. I did grab the brush set. I'll let you guys know on Insta stories if I like it or not. It didn't really intrigue me, but I just felt like I would get it, and if I end up falling in love with some of the brushes, I'll let you guys know. Regardless of your thoughts of her, regardless of how much other stuff she's came out with, it's a good palette, no matter who made it. Like I'm testing the quality here, and like this is really, really high quality, and I own a lot of makeup that I'm comparing it to. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, stay notified, and whatever it is, click the bell so you know when I upload. I'm gonna try to be uploading more consistently now. My husband actually surprised me with a new laptop this morning right before I was about to film, and I like was a wreck. I was crying, bawling. My old laptop was like 10 years old and it barely works. So I'm super excited to pump out content. Let me know if there's anything else you guys would like to see me create with this palette, because the formula is great. So I'd love to create like maybe a purple look, a yellow look, you know, a burgundy, a neutral, whatever you guys want to see. Let me know in the comment section down below if that's something you'd be interested in. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.